Excellent.
And we've done different things as teams and different chats doing UPW as well. Then we have Dr. Amy down there, and Doug's coming on. Congratulations, you guys. And here we go. It is on the hour. Shampoo is so good. More people will be coming on in. But Michelle, Loris, I'm just going to pass it to you real quick, and then I'll say a couple of things, of course, as well.
Of course. Well, I just want to welcome you all to the Performance Club. I have two of my very favorite people in my school. So I got more than two. I've got Sean Poe, I've got Michelle Poe, and Sara Basloe. Now, Sara and I met in 2006, and she's been my personal mentor, and she is my #1 referral for my traditional business. And she referred me to Sean and Michelle Poe during their Tony Robbins coaching. Michelle and Sean needed some help, and I run a virtual assistant business. So that is how we met. And Sara and I met through network marketing. So I was not looking for a company when I was referred to Sean and Michelle. And lo and behold, life happens, right? And things change. And I was at one point looking, and that is how I joined LifeVantage. But let me tell you about Sara, because Sara is going to knock your socks off. She is the reason I have just become a Tony Robbins coach is because Sara referred me. So that is a new thing in my life. And I'm following in the footsteps of Sara. So you'll know who I'm mentoring after when you meet our dear friend tonight. So Sara has an MBA and in organizational behavior, and her brother owned a marketing business in New York for 17 years. And Sara is an entrepreneur at heart, and she fell in love with coaching. She is not just a Tony Robbins coach, not a master coach, but a platinum coach, which is the highest level Tony Robbins coach you can have, which is why she coached with Sean and Michelle when they were platinum partners. So that's how all the dots get connected here. But Sara is the master of master coaches. When I went through Coaching Academy, I would tell people, well, I know Sara Basloe, she's a dear friend of mine. And they were like, oh, you got nothing to worry about. Just do everything she does. And so I hold this woman in high regard in all areas of my life, but not just in business, but in network marketing. She knows what she's doing. And her and I work seamlessly together on all fronts of business. So Sara, I'm going to let the time be yours. But Michelle, do you want to say anything first?
Oh, I just got chills. I just love, and it's so powerful. And I've been saying it a lot for some reason, the past 2 days, especially when a couple worlds, and I don't necessarily love the world collide, but it is colliding in a beautiful way of just like, wow. And how we were all brought back together and how things are so meant to be. And Sara, and it was just, as you heard, you guys, for those of you that don't know, Sara was my personal coach in my Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership year. And every moment with her, I loved. And every second, and I went into the call like, okay. And every time that she would get on there, she'd make me celebrate something and do that. And I want the time to all be hers, but she stretched me, she pulled me, she got me clear, she got me focused, she got me just so many places that she's going to bring you tonight. That's why I'm so passionate about you guys having pens and paper up handy, the printout that she gave. Listen to everything, because I have shared so many times, especially with our leaders, there's this coach that I've had that has done this and this and this and this, and she'd make me celebrate and do all these things, not to celebrate, but get up and get the energy within you. And that is Miss Sara. And I do the same thing, have the utmost respect, and it makes me emotional to think that you are here, Sara. I love you, and I'm grateful. And we're going to turn it over to you. And just you guys, take this in. She is a master. Literally, no hype. So, Sara, love you.
Thank you, Michelle. Oh my goodness. And what I want to say to everyone is Michelle Poe and Michelle Boyce are my idols. They're my models. These women walk their talk. They are so encouraging and so inspiring. So I am just grateful to be here with all of you. So I'm assuming there's some halo effect. I don't know if you guys understand that language, but if you know someone who's connected to someone who's connected to someone and you think so highly of them. So now you guys, I think totally you're gonna rock the world. So it is just a joy to be here. So today we're talking about the next 4 months of our life. It's the end of 2022. And we're going to look at the next 4 months, but we're going to actually push it out for the next 20 years. And I will explain all of that to you. So, but what I is, as Michelle said, both of them, is I'd like to get started with some energy. So there's a gentleman named Brian Bradley. That name probably doesn't mean anything to you, but maybe some of you, I guess. And maybe some of you have been to UPW, actually. So he has what he calls the best ab exercise in existence. And so what I'd like to do is actually just spend about 30 seconds doing that exercise so that we get our energy up, and I'm going to time it, and I'll give you instructions. So if everyone would just get up, and it's going to be like you're running a race. So your right foot is in front of you, and your back left foot is kind of out to the side, pointed 45 degrees. And you're just going to have your arms go back and forth. And we're going to do this just to get some energy going. So let's go, guys, go. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Let's hear some energy. Make some sounds.
I think everybody's on mute. But we're all gonna make noises at our houses.
Woo! Feel those buns go. Yes.
You should have told me I would have played music.
Oh boy. Okay. 8, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Okay. Excellent. So at home, you probably want to do the other side, but I just wanted to get our hearts going and get some energy here. So one of the things we're going to start out with now is hopefully a fresh mind, a fresh focus, and some fresh mental messages, especially to do this program. You want your head clear. There are no obstacles. We want smooth sailing. Like Michelle went through a program that I ran called Positive Intelligence, a 6-week mental fitness boot camp. And the gentleman, Shirzad Shamin, who runs it, who invented it, who discovered it, created it, he talks about being in the flow. And so what I'd like to encourage you to do is to be in the flow. We're going to do a lot of writing. So if you have your handouts, I hopefully you guys, I should have maybe said print them. Good. I can see some of you have them. If you don't, no worries. Just grab some blank pieces of paper and I'll read the questions so you can write them as well. So what we're going to do is focus on the next 4 months. But that means we're going to focus on the last 8 that we just went through. So this program, this handout, is called The Power of Momentum. Usually we work with it in November to plan for the next year. So it's like this year, I'll be handing it out to my clients. And it'll be The Power of Momentum 2023. Tony Robbins designed this. And it actually is brilliant. So it gives you a foundation on how to really know what you want. And as you see in the handout, there are 7 steps. It's get clear is step number 1. Get certain, get excited, get focused, get committed, get momentum, and get smart. Now, I would love to do all of these steps with you tonight, but we don't have time. So what I ask is that, and the handout I gave you, I didn't put them all down because I didn't want it to be confusing. So if there is anyone who's interested in going through the whole exercise, my name and phone number should be somewhere on your handout. And Michelle, both Michelles know how to get a hold of me. So the first thing we're going to focus on is getting clear, because you want to know where you are in the last 8 months so that you can move forward with a new slate. Okay, so the first area we talk about is what do you love? So the real question I'm going to ask you to do is think now, just take a moment and write down some things that were magical moments for you. What were some magical moments, something that was extraordinary, magical, anything in the last 8 months that you can think of, whether it was an achievement, a trip, a relationship, an experience, anything, a prize, a contest that you won, a challenge that you met, and maybe some goals that you had set for the first 6 months of this year. Did you achieve those? So think of some magical moments that you experienced in your life. I see people writing, so this is fabulous. And so while you're writing, the next question is, what did you accomplish? So I sort of wrap that up into the form, what did you accomplish? Identify those things. Ran an Ironman, did a marathon. I don't know. Hit a new rank. Yes. Brought in a new record in recruits, new members to your team. What were some things that you accomplished in the first 8 months of 2022? Excellent, excellent. And what are some things from the first 8 months of 2022 that you would like to duplicate in the next 4 months? What are some things that worked well for you, decisions you made, things that really helped you move forward in your life to be where you are today? Some things decisions that helped you, things that you would like to duplicate because they gave you more confidence, made you more certain about what you wanted in your life. What things that you'd like to duplicate. And this is all part of getting clear on where you are now. So the next part is, what did you hate? So I'm not going to ask you to write down what did you hate, but I'm going to ask you to write down what was challenging. What was challenging in the last 8 months? Because those things show up. What was challenging in the last 8 months? What was challenging? And then what did you learn going through these experiences? Why were they valuable? Why were they incredibly valuable to you that you would not like them to happen again? Did somebody have a question? Okay. So getting clear, this is the last piece of getting clear, and that is looking at an overall picture. What decisions did you make in the first 8 months of 2022 that are empowering for you? What felt empowering? What gave you the juice, the motivation? What decisions were the most important decisions for you so far this year? What decisions were most important for you in the first 8 months of this year? Great. Now, what decisions, now we're going to start looking forward. So what decisions might you make again? We haven't identified any goals yet, but what decisions that were empowering for you would you make again in the next 4 months? Maybe it was something that had you be bold and courageous. Decision that you might make for the next 4 months. Excellent. Does anybody need more time for that first section of being clear? Okay, so remember, you can always go back and work more on this. So the second step is in your handout, but we are not going to do that for the sake of time. But I just want to give you some why you want to do it on your own. So the second step is get certain. And what you want to do is look back in your life, either in the last 8 months or the last 10 years, whenever it was, that there was a goal that you had. You wanted to achieve something, and it just seemed so difficult. And you were like, I don't know if I can do this. But then you decided and you committed and you made it happen. And so in that moment, that was a model for the future. That was a model for now. So in this step, number 2, get certain. It's where you draw on your own strength and certainty within yourself. And that's why this step is so important. So when you are you have some moments alone and you can do this, I would really recommend, think about what's something in the past that you thought was impossible and you did it, and celebrate, of course. So then the third step is get excited. Woohoo! Okay, so this is where we're going to start making the goals for the next 4 months and actually out the next 20 years. So what I'd like you to do is just sit up straight again. Love it. You guys are great. Take a deep breath, maybe take a sip of water, stay hydrated. Because now what I'd like you to ask you to do is think and do it just unconsciously. I'm going to ask you to think of some things and just write. Do not judge them. Do not eliminate any of them because of something that your brain says. But if you have a thought about something that's a goal, just write it down. I always like to say, it's like our unconscious may be giving us a message of something we will understand later. So it may be something you'll go, oh, I don't want that, and then 3 years from now, you'll look at your list and go, oh my God, that's exactly right for me now. So whatever it is, just write it down and you can always cross it out when we get to the end of this. So what I'm asking you to do is write down now every goal you think you'd like to accomplish in the next 20 years. And you're going to hear my voice in the background, but if you would start writing now, that would be perfect. And we're going to have about 3 minutes to do this. So write anything that you want to do, anything that you would like to share, anything that you would like to create, anything you'd like to have, anything you'd like to give, who you would like to become, any physical goals, any personal development goals, any financial goals, any contribution goals, maybe something that you would like to learn, or something you'd enjoy doing. No matter how silly or outrageous, just write it down. You never know when you'll take it on. It's a chance for you to dream without limits. So keep that pen going. Keep writing, writing, writing. So think of anything that you want to do, experience, maybe go, hot air balloon riding or jumping from an airplane, skydiving, climbing up Mount Everest, anything you'd like to experience, anything you'd like to share, taking someone to a special restaurant or a special event, a concert, anything you'd like to share, anything you'd like to create, maybe invent something, creating a magical moment, anything you'd like to give, and anything you'd like to have, maybe a boat or another house, or I'm kind of thinking big here, an airplane, anything you'd like to have. Any goal you'd like to reach, maybe a critical mass of assets, or becoming a platinum partner with Tony Robbins. Any physical goal. Maybe if you do marathons, do a marathon in every state. I mean, that won't be possible in the next 4 months, but you know, do an Ironman, do a marathon in another country. So we've actually got 15 seconds. So if you just keep writing, I'll tell you when the buzzer goes off. That'll be great. Anything that you want to learn, enjoy, or do, share, create, give. Excellent. Okay, time is up. So you'll just get an example of what this is like. You can always add to this. You can always do this exercise on your own, which is great. I do it a lot. So now what I'd like you to do is look at that list. And next to each one of the items is write either 4 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years. You can do all of those chunking down options or several of them, but definitely look at your list and next to each one, put the time frame you feel you'd like to achieve that. Okay, gonna wrap that piece up. And now, as part of that same exercise, I'd like you to go and circle the goals that you identified as things you want to accomplish in the next 4 months. So if you would circle those. And as you're circling those for the next 4 months, kind of have in the back of your mind, is this one really important to me? If you only have 3 or 4, that's great. But if you have 10 or 12, what you're going to want to do is pick out the top 3 or 4. So if you would look at the ones you had for the next 3 or 4 months, the next 4 months, please circle the ones for the next 4 months. Excellent. Now, from those goals, what I'd like you to do is pick the most important one, just for the sake of time. And I'd like to suggest that you do this with the other goals that you've got. Now what we're going to do is get focused and committed. So for that one goal, would you write one sentence that expresses why you want to achieve this goal and make it as emotional as possible. So in Tony's terms, we're calling this getting leverage on yourself. So you understand why it's important for you to get there. And this will help you trust that you will do that. Excellent. So I hope you've all got some real buzz in that sentence. And now write down one action that you can think of that you can take today or tomorrow for that one goal. What is one action that you would identify for an immediate must? Tony always says, never leave the site of setting a goal without deciding what action you're going to take. So I'd actually like to ask for, just based on time here, I'd like to ask 3 people to volunteer. If you could just, in Zoom, if you could just raise your hand. Marissa, would you come off your mic, off your mute, and just tell us what was that one goal and what's the one action that you're going to take that we can celebrate you doing?
So number one for me is self-care and health, joy, love, abundant living. I just kind of compartmentalized all of those in there. So that to me is having love and connection and good health and joy. That's to me all abundant living. And
Excellent.
so that's my first and foremost goals, and connection.
And what's one action you'll take to move that goal forward?
I'll wake up and meditate and move my body. Go to yoga.
Excellent.
Yeah, or at the gym.
Excellent. So fabulous, Marissa. Let's give her a hand. Excellent. So make sure you write that down. And when will you start? Now?
Now. It's a now thing.
Excellent. That's perfect. That's perfect. Is there someone else who would like to share and declare this goal, one goal? Hi, guys. You're high performers. Come on, leaders go first. Marissa, awesome. One goal. Hello.
You can unmute yourself. We don't always use the hand raising thing, so you guys can just unmute yourself if you want to go. When you want to go.
Is there someone that would like? Oh, well, Michelle, Boris, go for it, girl.
Okay, so Michelle Boris, Greeley, Colorado, and one of my goals is I have a weight loss journey, and so I am well on my way. I am actually doing bariatric surgery, and in the next 4 months that will be done. So my affirmation statement is I am a healthy 130-pound badass coach, Life Vantage distributor, mom, and Mimi. And my one step is to food journal so that I can be accountable to myself for what I'm doing today, so that when I have this done, I'm going to absolutely rock it done. And then I will be able to coach other people that need to lose weight too.
Excellent. Woo! So is there one thing that you're going to do, one action you're going to take immediately?
Food journal.
Food
So
journal.
I'm gonna
Excellent.
do it in my fitness pal.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Excellent. So I would just like to wrap this up and say thank you, because we had to be done today at 6:30. I think we're right on time there, aren't we, Michelle? Is
Yep.
that-
We're doing
okay.
good.
So I want to thank all of you. Oh my God, this was so fun watching you all write. You're so intense, and it was wonderful seeing the action and the commitment. And so if any of you would like to hear more about finishing up this exercise, let me know. I'm happy to spend some time with you. Michelle Poe and Michelle Boris know how to get a hold of me, and it's on the bottom of the handout. And if anyone has any questions, let me know. And, just live with passion. Go for it, guys. This is 2022. Awesome year, awesome experiences. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sarah. You guys, let's get up and do the round of applause. Round of applause for Miss Sarah. All the things. Tell me, how did it feel to write down where you're going, what your goals are, and getting clear, and what is the one actionable item that you are going to do to get there? Like, just those things, right? Just helps you, like, oh, I just need to decide just to do that, and then I can go, right? Do you see? You're kind of getting a little taste of what I got from her. Oh my gosh. But she drilled in me in a good way. So Sarah, this is welcome to my husband. He always wanted to be a talk show host. So I think Zoom world is really open. Like he's become everything he's ever dreamed of. He put it on a piece of paper, and look at 20, 30, 40, years later, it's official, honey. You are there. You've made it. So thank you, Sarah. We love you to pieces. And I know I'm going to be getting messages and comments in regards to this afterwards. You make an impact. Our team name is One Person Big Difference, and you make a big difference in all of us. So thank you for taking the time, and thank you, each of you. Congratulations on Performance Club. We're going to rock it out again in September. Then we're going to be in a convention together the month after that. And as I told Sarah, congratulations to you all. The team had the biggest month in LifeVantage history, and it's going to happen again in September and October, and we're just going to keep flowing, and we're here to help each and every one of you. All right, Sean Poe, what else, baby? Oh, you're muted, honey.
Just thank you so much for your time. We value you, we honor you, and are so appreciative of you pouring into us tonight. So thank you.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
All right, guys, have an outstanding rest of the day. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. Thank you
got
so
to
much.
sit next to the teacher.
I know. This is wild. That is wild. I've never seen that before. Guys, thank you. I don't know if you're staying on for a meeting, but thank you so much. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
Thank you, Michelle. Oh, look at Sarah. You and Michelle are skiing, and Tanya.
Oh my
Yay.
God.
Woo, hands up.
This
Michelle,
is-
fly.
I
Oh,
love it.
yeah.
I love it.
So fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have
Bye,
a great
everybody.
night.